Hello, YouTubers. Welcome to PDINA'. Hope you're doing well today. You know, sometimes stories come out and more information. More information comes out, and then you can keep talking about it, or you can try to just, find something else to give something new, a new perspective, give people something to think about. And that's what I'm going to do with you today. There's more that's coming out around Harry and these aviation award, him getting put in the back seat, him with this fake royal. I want to talk about what people who are supporters of Meghan are talking about and just give some insight into how warped the thinking is. I just want to dive a little bit into that. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. I'm going around on Twitter, now known as X, and, I see things and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, this is just so wrong. This is so wrong. And so I look at this one picture that is circulating on, social media, and people, they say they look at this picture and they look at Meghan being the one who is being humiliated. They look at Meghan as being the one who is the victim. And they look at the other royals in this photo, Catherine and Queen Camilla, and the children, George and Charlotte. And you can definitely see from this photo, Meghan is isolated. And the other royals are to themselves, as they should be. Okay? Because you have people that look to a woman that they think is being a victim and completely ignore all the things that this woman has done. Ignore the way she has treated the family that is now ignoring her. And what you have to look at is, how did they treat Meghan when she first came into the family?
And then William was longing to meet her, and so was Catherine. So, they're being our neighbours. We managed to get that in quite a few times now. And Catherine's been absolutely
wonderful,
amazing.
Now, this would be a completely different story if Meghan was a new member into the royal family. She didn't do nothing but did what was asked of her. She came, she was there at the funeral of the Queen, and, no one had really seen much of her because she was just doing her duty as an upstanding royal. And then out of nowhere, people just ignore her and start being mean to her. That would give you a question to be like, okay, what's wrong with you? Why are you treating a girl like this? She's a foreigner. Yeah, help welcome her into the family. But that's not what has happened in this photo, okay? Because I can imagine people that don't know what is happening around Meghan and everything that she has done, and then they see this picture and they will immediately assume that Meghan is the victim, that royals are being racist towards her. Why are they isolating her? Why are they making her seem like a stepchild? People don't want to really understand human behavior. They don't want to understand, perhaps maybe Meghan did something to cause people to treat her this way. How is it that she is suddenly the victim? She's not the victim of anything. She has caused this reaction purposefully because of her behavior, because of the things that she has done, by calling the royals racist when they welcomed her into the royal family. She has caused this by mistreating people like Catherine and saying that she, in a roundabout way in the Netflix series, that she's a little stiffy, she's stuck up, or, she's a hugger. And Catherine just seems very stiff and not really much of a hugger and rough around the collar when it comes to being friendly. And this is how people that they want to be a victim all the time. Because they can never really go on substance. They can never really go on the information to bring a full picture of something. They go on the superficialities. They go on information that is not concrete. And that's what people have done with this photo when they make this reaction. They're saying things like, she's in a foreign country. She's completely isolated. She's not welcomed by the people. They turn their backs on her. People always complaining about her. But what did the girl do? Because they certainly didn't treat her like this when she first came into the royal family. When she first came in, the people were lining the streets, congratulating them, happy to see her come into the family. But then you have these sick and twisted people, and I believe also some people who are paid by Meghan to make these comments and to insinuate a falsehood, something that is not there. And this is one of them. Because they don't want to see the reality of Meghan's behavior. And if you want to always make excuses for people, I don't care what color they are, and never look at, well, what have they done? Then you will always be falling into the trap of misrepresentation because you're not looking at the substance. You're looking at things that are not giving you the full picture, like Meghan being a woman of color and these are all white people standing around her, so you want to assume she's the victim. When these white people have welcomed her and allowed her to come into this royal family and to be treated equally, if not even more with privilege than Catherine came into the royal family. She had privileges, Meghan had privileges that Catherine didn't have before she married into the royal family. Oh, but we're not going to talk about that, huh? And then they have this other story that is running that says that Harry and Meghan had permission from the Queen to name their daughter Lilibet. No, they didn't. Let me just tell you how I know. Okay? If they did, there would not be stories coming from the palace that said they didn't. It's really quite that simple. It really is. Meghan is a known liar. She is a proven liar. They have lied about many things and gotten busted. So when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And I believe the Queen because that quote where she says, I don't own the palaces. I don't own the paintings. The only thing that I owned is my name, and they have taken that from me too. That is very powerful. And that says to me that the Queen was hurting. She was upset. She was infuriated by someone taking something so precious and so coveted that only a few people could use. And now what does Meghan do? She takes it and she copyrights it. How do you copyright a name that's not even yours, that you got from someone else? How do you copyright something that you didn't even know existed until you came into the family? How do you copyright something that did not belong to you in the first place? We all know how the Queen got the name Lilibet from not being able to pronounce it as a little girl. It became an endearing name later in her life. Something that only those the closest to her could use. Harry couldn't even use that name towards the Queen. But yet you're going to take the name to name your child this? And you weren't even allowed to use the name? But you're going to lie and say you have permission? No, we don't believe that. And it is so sickening and disgusting for what Meghan has done to this family, to try to make herself a victim, to take the things that belong to them and monetize it, remove Harry from the royal family to get him on this trajectory that is really essentially in real time as we speak, ruining his life. But he deserves it because he's acting a fool. He don't know how to make good decisions. You have got to tell me that Meghan is not the person in the right here. And for the people that are blinded by the things that this woman does, I feel so sorry for these people because truly ignorance is on their side. You go through her intentions coming into this family, then you see this documented evidence that shows that she had copyrighted all of these names. Oh my goodness. She has copyrighted names, registered domain names, not things that would make you think she didn't have an agenda, but things that tell you, oh yeah, she had an agenda. Listen to this. PrincessMeghan.com, DuchessOfSussex.com, DuchessMeghanMarkle.com, Markle2020.com, Markle2024.com, Markle2028.com, Markle2032.com, and so on and so on. Like she gonna run for the president of the United States of America and become the president because she didn't marry this whack Prince Harry. She also does LilyDiana.com, LilyWindsor.com, PrincessLilibet.com. These are names that Meghan Markle registered with the clear intent to monetize information that benefited her because she married a prince. I bet you won't find things like this registered from Catherine. I bet Catherine didn't register such names. Why? Because Catherine showed up to do what was asked of her and didn't lie when she was confronted with, are you going to support your husband? Meghan lied. Meghan had every intent to not do the work that was asked of her. She needed an excuse to get out of the royal family so she could fulfill these website links that she had registered. That is proof. Because if she had intentions of doing the work, these names would have never been registered. Because it's completely illogical that you would be able to be a president of the United States of America while working for the royal family. Hello? Okay. So this right here shows you she didn't have the intention of running or for working for the royal. She had no intention of supporting the queen, the late queen. She had no intention of really coming in and doing the right thing. So when you look at pictures that show Meghan as a victim, when you look at her to try to put her on this pedestal that somehow these white people did something wrong to her, dig deeper. Find out what made these people turn their back on her. Because let me just tell you this. Anybody that says that Meghan is being a victim now, you would treat Meghan the exact same way as she did the same thing to your mama or your grandmama. Guaranteed. So don't be a hypocrite and try to make Meghan out to be this person who was a victim. Because if you switch it up and make these things have happened in your family, you'd be doing the same thing to Meghan Markle and turning your back on her.